Smile, we're on Channel 9. Smile, we're on Channel 9.
Our guest star today is, without doubt, one of the most flamboyant, one of the most recognizable, and one of the most controversial people on this entire planet. Ladies and gentlemen, Gabor. Were you afraid they were going to boo you like they allegedly did in the Rose Parade? Did they really boo you?
I was sitting on my gorgeous white Tennessee walking champion horse. About 5 people booed me and 1 million loved me. One woman said to me, "Darling, hit me, I love it." A perverse.
Really? Now, I was talking backstage with Frederick, your husband. He suggested a program for me. He said, "Why don't I do Husbands of Celebrity Convicts?" I thought, hey, so get Harry Helmsley.
Don't compare me with Mr. Helmsley. She owes 60 million for Americans. That's when I just hit a cop because he called me dirty names. No man, girl should call any woman a dirty name, even if he's your husband. But if he's not even your husband, how dare he?
Now, is it true that... Really? Is it true that you're here because you're mad at me?
How can I be mad with someone who looks so gorgeous?
Oh,
Are you crazy?
But Claudia Cohen, the well-known personality reporter.
She's not so well-known.
All right,
she's
semi-well-known.
On me.
Well, you and her did have quite a tiff on the Regis show.
Tiff, no. I was in the dressing room half in nude, brown panty. They were ironing my dress, and some woman comes in, "Get up, I'm on." I says, "Are you from Saturday Night Live?" I thought she said, "No, I'm Claudia Cohen." I never knew who Miss Cohen was, nor do I still know. And she's kept on screaming, yelling. I says, "Okay, my dear, I don't do the show." What's his name? Regis Philbin begged me to do the show. So I put on my dress, makeup, no hair, which is equal to death. I ran on, I said, "Who is that bitch?" And I didn't know the cameras. Is the camera on now?
The camera's on now. But actually, the camera is on, and it's a good time to show the clip of what Claudia said on this show.
No, don't show it, because she is such a liar.
Well, you can say it. Just a minute. We'll run 50 seconds just 50 seconds of Claudia. Let's see Zsa.
I came into the makeup room and found out that Zsa had already commandeered the makeup room and the makeup man. And I said, "Well, I would like to use the makeup." And Zsa said, "Absolutely not." And she explained to me why. She said, "Darling," she said, "I am a star. I've always been a star, and I will always be a star." And that is why she had to be in there alone. And I said, "Well, look, I'm on in about 20 minutes. Maybe I could just turn a little pancake," as Zsa so kindly pointed out. I need a lot of makeup. So,
you're on camera.
Zsa said, "No, either I left or she was not going to go on with the show." Well, I said, under the circumstances, I really
We give her too much time.
All right, that's too much time. All right, we've seen it. All right.
It's not worth it. Anyhow, guys.
All right. Here we're back. We're back live.
I was here selling my book in New York City, New York, and so Mr. Regis Philbin was an old friend of mine. His daughter used to stay with me between his divorces. That's not...
Another topic on which Zsa is an expert. I guess we both are.
I am not an expert, because a divorce is heartbreaking, and a marriage is good, and it's always heartbreaking. Let's face it, guys. And I never asked for alimony, so it's even more heartbreaking. Anyhow, sweetheart, that Miss Cohen says, "Get up. I am on." I didn't know she was Pearl Buck's wife. She's one of the richest women in America. She has Revlon. I just have a lousy, wonderful little cosmetic company, but not Revlon, surely. And so I got myself so upset, I left. So I said to my secretary in the limo, I said, now if this woman is bright, she will say, Geraldo is the most wonderful girl. She comes out and says, you should have seen that woman in the nude. She's lovely. I said, what a bitch, she ain't dumb.
You know,
then ABC called me, said, I give you $15,000.
Wait, really?
If you make up as Miss Cohn. I says, who is Miss Cohn? I didn't know who the hell she was then. I speak like that. I'm a horsewoman. I'm a good horsewoman. I'm very vulgar. Not really.
Well, did you take the 15 grand from ABC to go back?
Why shall I make up with someone I don't know? Just like Star Magazine offered me $25,000 if I go to jail. I don't need $25,000 that badly to go to jail for it. So there you are.
Okay, well, as you can see...
Conrad Hilton at the age of 20 was all the Hilton
That's right.
Hotel.
He was your first husband?
Second.
Oh, second, right. You were 20 already.
17. I was married at 15 first.
Okay. You can tell us about all 8 of them. Who is the real Zsa Zsa Gabor? Is she... Let's take a quick poll here. Is she a news media hound out for all the attention she gets?
That's a lie.
Let me hear your applause. No? No? Okay. Or is she indeed a victim of the press?
I'm never a victim. I'm just a... Who wants to be a victim?
A woman treated unfairly because of her celebrity status.
No. I'm a woman who talks too much, tells the truth. People hate to hear the truth. Husbands hate the truth. Even my mother hates the truth.
Zsa Zsa Revealed is the focus of this edition of Geraldo. There we go. Is this one of the puppies that was with you on Delta Airlines?
Genghis Khan.
So was Genghis one of the dogs that you set free on Delta Airlines?
You want that horrible story?
Well, are you suing them or are they suing you?
We are suing them for $10 million. We probably get 10 cents, but we're suing them. It sounds better.
Why are you suing them?
Well, I bought 2 pet approvals. We paid the tickets at Delta Airlines, which I always hated because I'm an animal lover, more than people. And they're very bad with animals. They're going to sue me now. That's what's happening.
So they forced you off the flight. Is that what happened?
I had this dog in a dog carrying case in the first class, my housekeeper in the second class. Nobody knew we have dogs on, except this one was 6 months old. There was a lady sitting next to the baby. Show the puppy. So I showed the puppy who sleeps in the airplane because of the noise. Even I sleep on the airplane. I have a little more brain than he has. Not much more, but a little more.
You ever notice how Zsa Zsa talks with her bosom? You know what I'm saying?
Leave it to a Latino. Leave it to a Latin man. No Anglo-Saxon would have said that. You're a real Latin. I love it.
Oh, I love you, don't So they forced you off the plane?
No, they came in on the plane and said, you have 2 dogs? I said, yes. We stopped in Atlanta. I went to Palm Beach. I have a house there. I wanted to open my house, which I did. My husband was in California. It sounds ridiculous, but the day before, some people beat him up, and he took out $200 from the bank, something, you know, where you push in the thing and it comes out. And he's being a German. He says, you're not taking my money, and he beat them up, and they nearly killed him. So he couldn't come to Palm Beach. So I went to the housekeeper to open the house, because a friend of mine gave a big party in my honor, a Texas party, which I love. And so, first off in Atlanta, on the plane, 25 suitcase, 2 dogs. The woman hated, good boy, Genghis. The woman, the pure. What is it, baby boy? He sees somebody.
All right. He sees my camera.
He never barked in his life. He had to come to Geraldo to bark.
So how did you get from Atlanta to Palm Beach?
Well, I got to Atlanta. Eastern Airline was very sweet. It says, we take you on the 2 dogs and the 25 luggage. But we arrived at 4 in the morning instead of 12. The 2 limos were gone. Anyhow, I survived that, too. I survived almost everything.
You know, the funny thing is, I asked some people, you know, tell me about Zsa Zsa. And although people have impressions, they don't know the facts.
Well, this Claudia, somebody said the other day on your show, my president said, open fast your show, and I love you. Anyhow, I like how he looks. I love it. And my husband,
She's trying to co-opt me here. I'm going to remain objective through it.
My darling, you were born corrupted. It shows on your face. Who wants to be so clean cut anyhow? Anyhow, you absolutely changed my thinking. What we talked about.
You know, she made the word darling part of the vernacular. The world has heard all about her husbands and her sisters, but people really don't know a whole lot about who she is. We put together a very brief bio of the first and original Darling. Take a look, quick.
Darling, don't be such a boring man. I'm completely happy now.
But you do love me, don't you, Jessica?
Of course, I love you. And I love you. And I love you. And I love you. As a matter of fact, I love all men. I know him 4 years, and he's a wonderful man. And he's a friend, not only a lover, and I need a friend, too. Because just marrying a lover, what I always done, was a mistake. Because, you know, love lasts 2 years, and this is going to last much, much longer.
Actor Zsa Zsa Gabor was photographed waiting for another flight out here at Hartsfield International Airport after the big movie star took on the big airline. Delta Airlines spokesperson Bill Barry says Gabor simply wanted to have it her way, insisting on taking her dogs out of their carrying cases.
We asked her 6 times. 6 times she refused to cooperate. She also refused to leave the airplane at our request.
72 hours in county jail, 120 hours of community service at a local shelter for homeless women, and nearly $13,000 in fines, including $10,000 to Beverly Hills to defray the cost of investigating this case. Gabor was convicted of slapping Beverly Hills police officer Paul Kramer after he stopped her Rolls-Royce for having expired license tags.
What is she famous for? Green Acres. I know that was a joke. That was a joke. That was her sister, okay? Chill, babe, chill.
Finally, they've gotten you free. And Mike was lost there, wasn't it? People heard the ruffling.
Spanish man, Spanish blood.
No, stop that. Stop that. I have a Jewish mother.
Not bad, not bad.
So now that we know a little bit about the facts and circumstances of your life, I want to come back
My life is a book which is coming out now by Doubleday. My life title. Is the 3rd book already.
My life is a what?
My life is... One lifetime is not enough. That's the title of my book.
Well,
because I live every day, bad or good, but I live it. I'm not sitting home and looking at television. That's for sure.
More of Zsa Zsa. Give us 2 minutes and come back.
In this case, he observed her to step out of the car and appear to close it. And then in one motion with her right hand, swung around and slapped him across the side of the face, bending his sunglasses, the impact turning his head. And the evidence will show in this case that Officer Kramer grabbed the defendant's wrists, held them at her side, and forcibly moved her to the back of the vehicle. And in doing so, he bent her over the back of the vehicle and placed handcuffs on her.
So what do you think about that fellow?
Can I say how much I dislike him? He is awful. But they say all district attorneys have to be awful. Oh, my God, is he awful.
Was he lying about you?
Well, he wasn't there. I always tell the truth, but this man doesn't know a damn thing. He just wants to be re-elected in some kind of political rally.
You think he was using your case for political advantage?
I think everybody did. Even Mr. Ira Reiner, who is the district attorney of Los Angeles, is my lawyer.
All right, let me introduce the 2 gentlemen who joined Zsa Zsa on stage now. First, her husband, Prince Frederick von Anhalt, who really did give me the idea of husbands of convicts. And one of Zsa Zsa's attorneys, Harrison Bull, he picked up the Beverly Hills case after Zsa Zsa fired her first attorney. Harrison, will be handling her appeal.
He does, thank God for it. He's from Santa Barbara. He's a real gentleman.
What's the biggest misconception do you allege people have about that incident? Didn't you, in fact, whack that cop?
Well, after he nearly killed me and called me, I can't say this word because the audience is too elegant, but he called me such a name that any of us girls, if you don't whack even a cop, look, I'm not stupid. The cop was 6'4", had a gun in my face that I whack him if he doesn't really insult me. No man will tell me these words because I never have been and never will be. You can imagine
I don't know what the word was. You didn't...
Well, he called me a effing whore.
Oh, my goodness. No,
and for no reason, mid-time he hurt my hand, which I don't like. I said, officer, I say, you're so good-looking because he was gorgeous. I said, officer, he was, he still is.
I don't think he's good.
He's jealous of it. He is very, very...
Frederick, do you, or how do you feel about the prospect that your wife may go to prison?